kiddies. It's week 11. We're out here in the jungle of the NFL. Sometimes you take some shrapnel. Last week we went just 2-4. Ah, God, it made me so mad. It made me just want to shoot someone. An email complaining about those lines. Anyway, some people might wait a week like that bothered them. I'm not going to. I'm not going to get my skivvies all up in a bunch. It might be just because I'm commando, but that's okay. We're here on the set of Rambo First Blood Part 3. They're filming this one in the jungles of Switzerland. I don't really know what that says about the plot, but I know the movie poster is going to be a big plus. And yeah, I know. I got my namesakes all around me, these Rams. They're in shambles. It's worse than my unit from Nam. Win the Super Bowl last year, and now they're just all broken. But I'll tell you what, it's not my fault. Thank goodness I don't have to put my money where my mouth is and take these Rambos this week. Although, I kind of do like them at plus 4.5 in New Orleans, so there's a little bonus bet for you. Anyway, we're back at it here for week 11. Let's go. Here we go. We're kicking off these games with some flapjacks, some orange juice, maybe a little napalm in the morning. First game of the week, it's the Dallas Cowboys, minus 1.5 points at the Minnesota Vikings. I'll tell you, a lot of times in the NFL, we got to bet on the word regression. I think we're due for some here. Dallas is going to be ticked off after letting a 14-point fourth quarter lead slip away last week at Lambeau Field. And Minnesota is still going to be nursing their hangovers after that huge win at Buffalo. Minnesota, though, they got a 5-game lead in their division. It's really tough to play with such intensity, manufactured desperation every week. It's a good spot to ease off the gas. Dallas, meanwhile, saw Philly lose on Monday night. They know they're right back in that NFC East race. And I think Dallas is a bad matchup for Minnesota. I look for the Cowboys to have a lot of success offensively against a Vikings defense that's 28th in the NFL in yards per play allowed and 31st in red zone scoring percentage. Give me the Cowboys minus 1.5 points. Our second game of the week is the Detroit Lions coming out of the real jungle and heading to the big city jungle to take on the New York Giants. The Giants are minus 3 points. The total in this game is 45.5. The Lions have not been great on the road, 1-7 straight up in their last 8. The Giants have been covering bankers' betting accounts all year. They're 5-1 against the spread in their last 6, 6-2 overall. I just feel like this is the right line. The Giants by 3. If I could bet on a 3-point Giants win, I might, and I might do that. I think I'm just going to whip out here. I know the Lions have a really decent offense and an atrocious defense. That's not a good recipe for unders, but I'm going to give the Giants credit for controlling the flow of this game. Check this out. 15 of the past 17 Giants games have gone under, and not a single game in 2022 has gone over 44 points. So give me the under 45.5. Game number 3 is the New York Jets at the New England Patriots. I'll tell you, I don't even know who I'm taking yet, but I got to throw this stat out there because it is simply amazing. The last time the Jets beat the Pats in regulation during the regular season, 25 meetings ago. The Patriots have won 13 straight matchups, all by at least 3 points. The Jets haven't won at Gillette since I was in high school. It's not an exaggeration, 19 years ago. New England currently has a 39% chance to make the playoffs. And if they win on Sunday, they raise that up to 54%. If they lose, down to 18%. It's a bit of a corner they've backed themselves into. And you got to think that Bill Belichick knows his way how to claw that out of there. But there's just something bothering me here. Usually with a low total like this, it's hard for a favorite to win by a margin. I'm going to go against all of those trends I just read off. A big part of me thinks this one's ugly and comes down to the gun. Give me the point divisional dog in what I think is a close one. New York Jets plus 3.5. Our next game is the Raiders of Las Vegas traveling to Denver. Denver's favored by 2.5 points. The total is 41.5. The betting world is out on Las Vegas after last week's embarrassing performance when they turned Sunday afternoon into a Saturday night party. You like what I did there? But Josh McDaniels might be heading into the only game all season where he'll have the coaching advantage, except the one in week 4 when the Raiders took apart the Broncos 32-23. Raiders have won 5 straight against the Broncos. Denver's 0-5 against the line in their last 5 games as a favorite. If you can shop around and get a +3 or a +3.5 that I've seen at some books this week, jump on those numbers as it is. I'll take Derek Carr to be weeping again after this one, although this time with tears of joy. Las Vegas Raiders +2.5. To Sunday night, and it's the Kansas City Chiefs favored by 6.5 points at the Los Angeles Chargers with a total of 50 points. If the Chargers are going to try to keep this season from slipping away, they got to make a stand right now. I don't know if they win this game, but they're going to lay everything out there that they've got. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are back on the practice field. Them some good soldiers, let me tell you. We also see at this point on Thursday morning that 60% of the tickets are coming in on Kansas City, but 64% of the cash is on the Chargers, and the line is dropping now down to 6, even 5.5 at some books. That's evidence that some heavy lumber is coming in on the Bolts. Shorting Mahomes is scary, but it's our play here. Chargers show up in their biggest game of the year to date. They keep it close. Los Angeles Chargers plus 6.5. And finally, the capper for the week, Monday night, the San Francisco 49ers are favored by 8 points against the Cardinals of Arizona. They're playing this game south of the border down in Mexico City, a total of 43.5 in this game. I look back at the history between these two teams. Over the last 17 matchups, if the line was San Francisco by 8, Arizona would be 15-1-1 in those games. That means they play them close. Shanahan also 19-28-1 as a favorite since taking over for the 49ers. It's a divisional game. Weird stuff happens. I don't know how these teams are going to react to Mexico and which team's going to handle that mezcal better. I don't even know who's going to quarterback the Cardinals. Is it weird that I'm trying to cover a number? I kind of hope they roll with Colt McCoy instead of Kyler Murray. I got to take the points. Cardinals plus 8, and I'll celebrate a good Niners performance if I lose this one. You know, in all my travels out here in the jungle, I've come across some weird, interesting things. The king of the jungle told me once that he was a tiger, but he was lying. He tried copying my best friend's test on the jungle cats. He called me a cheetah. You like all these jokes about jungles and rainforests? You can pick up my latest book. It's on Amazon. Good luck this week, folks. See you next week.